Hello, welcome back to the channel.
Hello.
My name's Alexis.
And I'm Jen.
And when that's Flipping Retro.
We buy stuff, we sell stuff, we eat pot noodles.
Yes, so today we've just come back to a town I think we've been to before, filmed that.
I'm not sure,
maybe?
I can't remember.
I can't remember, but we're in Alsham. So, yeah, basically the drive here was quite interesting. I mean, I have recently bought a dash cam and I forgot to set it up, but I could have put in some extremely interesting footage if I'd have remembered of the drive here, because there was, well, what I can only say was a moron. However, and if you're out there, you know, thank you very much. If I hadn't have been rushing to get to an appointment, I would have really made your life a misery. However, I didn't have the time. So,
yeah, so I'll just film a few bits in the charity shops, and at the end we'll show you what we got.
Not that I'm bitter about it. Oh, and somebody on our last video, right, left a comment about the fact that they thought that it was rubbish because it was all about, what was it about the last one? It was about, that customer who wanted to return after the return window had closed. Yeah. Now, just to reiterate, something I said at the very start of that video was that this is for people who don't know what to do. So you see that a lot on Reddit, is people asking this question, what do I do after the return window has shut, over and over and over again. So this was a video really aimed at people who don't know what to do and who, you know, go on, you know, various sites and ask. That was all it was. So as much as this woman, obviously, I imagine was it a woman?
It was a Karen. It was a Karen.
So somebody left a comment just saying it was rubbish, and why would we drag everyone else into problems, etc. Well, not being funny, that wasn't the intention of the video. It was just for people who didn't know what to do. Obviously, you're an expert. And if you're such an expert, I think you should do a video about how you feel about the returns process on eBay. In fact, she's that much of an expert, she put that we should put that stuff we said about in our video in our terms and conditions on eBay, which obviously everybody knows. If you did know anything about eBay, what you put as your own terms and conditions mean nothing. So there we go. So basically,
I did look at the woman's profile. Apparently she's an expert in Tantra. So, which is
like Sting does, isn't it? Yeah. Tantric sex.
So I'd like to ask her if she could possibly herself. Anyway,
maybe not being funny. If she wasn't doing tantra, she wouldn't be as sort of frustrated, really.
Maybe she's so flexible, she's got a head up her own. But anyway, let's go charity shopping.
All right.
Hello. Wow. I was looking at the clothes in Alsham, but they were really, really expensive, and they had things like Primark and Sainsbury's priced up for ridiculous prices. So I did look at them still, because sometimes they miss things, but on this occasion they didn't miss a trick. You do
find a lot of supermarket stuff, and is there a brand called ASOS or something?
Yeah,
which is like,
and that's online, isn't it?
Yeah, catalogues as well. Yeah. Oh, it was a cat.
So I got bored of the expensive clothing and looked at the toys. There's never very many in this shop, but there's Alexis's legs.
Yeah, well, my feet anyway. Yeah, they have just this podium thing in a little net that they have with just some toys in, but yeah, there's never really that many. There's some accessories, etc.
I like this phone, but I think it was about £6 they wanted for it, and it wasn't vintage, it was a remake. But I remember having one when I was a kid, and I'm pretty sure it was wooden. Is that how old I am?
Painted wood.
Painted wood.
Probably.
Yep, overpriced trainers, more overpriced coats. I was looking at these, and I was a bit confused, because there was a leather jacket, I think it's this. Is that the leather jacket? No, leather jacket. And it said on it, for fashion only. And I was wondering, what do they mean? What else would you be wearing it for?
For fashion only. Okay.
So I didn't know what that meant.
So you can't wear it for scuba diving?
Not usually.
Or use it as a parachute or something. Yeah. Right. Anyway, it was a
more
bird.
Toys. There's a little bird.
And there's the books. I did get some footage of the books very, very briefly, but to be fair, there was a woman stood behind me and I became very self-conscious.
Yeah, that is the problem, isn't it?
Yeah, but Jen just sort of went in with the camera, really, you know. Poked it in places it wasn't wanted,
Yes, that
etc.
is true.
Yes.
Board games, we don't bother with board games because they're too much of a pain in the bum to post and you have to check them.
Yeah. And as we've learned from some of the car boots, sometimes they're not always complete.
Yeah, that, as you just saw, Dead Island, one of my favourite games ever, for the PlayStation 4. So I was very pleased to pick that up for £1.
Yes, so she took it to the till and got it.
Yes, I did check. I did check the disc because I'm a bugger for not checking discs, and I did check it, and it was all fine.
Good to hear.
But this was the Priscilla Bacon Lodge charity shop, and I think this is in the next charity shop now. I just moved on swiftly. And I was just looking at the shirts. This was really expensive, but they had some of the coat hangers had little little ticket things on them. So I just found a few choice things that made me laugh, really. So I thought Alexis might want this t-shirt.
What does it say, sir?
I like you, I'll kill you last.
Yeah, pretty true, yeah.
Random gaming t-shirts.
Yeah.
Nothing massively interesting. Here. Shirts. Oh, this one that I liked. Alcatraz Psycho Ward.
No, to be fair, they're quite retro, aren't they? Because I remember them being quite big around sort of the millennium, really, you know.
And I was in an iron about buying this shirt because
very
retro.
Yeah, very millennium, isn't it? Yeah.
Everyone had them, didn't they?
Yeah.
And it was only, I think it was at £2, but then I thought, it's a bit of a crime against fashion, isn't it?
It always was a crime against
that's
fashion.
true.
I mean, I'm not going to say if you ever had one, you were committing these crimes, but Yeah. But yeah, anyway, moving on. So there's
More
some shirts.
Overpriced shirts.
They were all overpriced in this one too.
Yeah.
Yes. You didn't walk away with anything though.
I didn't, no.
No.
I didn't pick
Did I just give away the end? Not clothes wise anyway, but yeah, because everything in these charity shops, as far as clothes are concerned, are really expensive, and there wasn't that many open, so
I thought I'd just show everyone the objet d'art that they had on display, random bits and pieces. I always like to look at the duvet covers in case there's a vintagey
sometimes
turtles or something.
Yeah, and blankets can be worth picking up. Curtains as well.
They were only £4.50 for that, and I looked online and it wasn't really going for that much. I can't remember how much now.
I think the Harry Potter box sets are worth more. The ones narrated by Stephen King. Stephen King. Stephen Fry. That's what I meant. Bloody Stephen King narrating Harry Potter. Yeah, I'd put a twist on Harry Potter, wouldn't it? Be attacked by a dog.
This is another t-shirt that I found. I wasn't sure if it was either genius or massively inappropriate. And it says, "Nice try, stroke, but I'm still here." I know.
Yeah, anyway, so here's some soft toys.
We don't dabble in soft toys. Oh, and Alexis out in the wild.
Looking at the books again.
Yeah, that's where you can usually be found.
Mastermind.
Can't be asked.
Yeah.
It's Alexis again.
Yeah, there I am.
And this is the last charity shop because, as we said, there's only 3. And they had a bit of a theme going on. And I wasn't sure if it was to do with the Spice Girls.
It looks like it, doesn't it?
I think in Norwich at the minute there's a safari themed thing going on. And they've got these animals in Norwich. And it's the Break charity that do that.
Yeah, so I think it's probably,
So I think it was less Malbeen, more safari. Extreme close-up of some dresses there and
a basket.
And a basket, yeah.
Quicker basket and 2 cows.
Yeah.
And
no comment about the 2 cows, thank you very much.
No, there was a dog and a cow, actually.
Well,
no comment.
Yeah.
Come on.
I like that shirt.
Blue and white. If that was a plate, it'd be well worth it. Right, so...
But £6 for a random top, it was just... It's crazy.
Yeah, there are crazy prices on some clothes, but yes.
There was a lady in my way here, so that's why I do an extreme close-up of those particular clothes. And when she moves, I then come out and then go back round again. There she is. How dare she be in my way?
Oh, honestly.
Oh, but then she moved, so I thought, right, I'll go back round there and have another little look. There wasn't much. There were some cufflinks, but they were a random football team that I didn't know, and they looked really cheap and tacky. There was no good DVDs. There was one that was Minder, which took me back to when I was a kid. If you remember Arthur Daly. Again, expensive jackets. Too much.
To be fair, at this point, I was looking at the book, so I should think again, you know.
You will be spotted shortly. If I remember correctly. There she is, yeah.
There she is now.
This is an Alexis.
Quick. Kill it with fire.
No, don't kill it with fire.
No, don't kill it with fire, for fuck's sake.
I was looking at the toys. I can't.
I know you can't. You can't bleep this.
I can't bleep the. I'll have to let that one go.
Yeah, I know. I just did anyway.
Anyway, books. I looked. There's some Adrian Mole books. I remember reading that when I was a teenager. I don't know if anybody else ever did. I'm sure. Well, obviously it was a bestseller, so someone else must have done.
At least one person.
Yeah, the toys, there was not much. Well, nothing there really for me. A couple of old cars and a dinosaur trucky thing, but.
What was the dinosaur trucky thing? What was that?
I don't know. But I quite like this. Yeah, I quite like this mask, which I did get you to put on. And I asked you to roar, but you just giggled, so I didn't bother leaving the sound.
I'm doing the noise now.
Yeah. Random teddy bears. At this point, there was an old lady whose card was declined, and she was having a row with the lady behind the till.
Yeah.
And her friend who was with her said, "Do you want me to lend you the money?" She went, "No, I can't be arsed now."
Yeah, she said to her,
she got really funny about it.
Do you want me to lend you a tenner? And she went, "I can't be arsed." And then she said, "I think yesterday I spent too much money."
These are Nike Airs. And they wanted 50 quid.
Wow.
Yeah, I know nothing about shoes. They might have been worth it. I don't know.
They might have been.
But it's not. It's for someone, with more knowledge on shoes than me to pick up.
And to think somebody got them out of their wardrobe and went, "I never wear these. I'm just going to give them to a charity shop."
I know, it's crazy.
And then the charity shop flogs them for 50 quid.
Yeah. I don't know how much Nike Airs are worth. It's probably worth about what it's worth, isn't it?
I don't know, really. I don't know much about the Nike Airs.
I really liked these ceramics, but we don't do ceramics anymore.
No, we don't.
But they were very pretty. And one day when we're grown-ups, we might have our own little place with our own little ceramics. I thought that was going to be, what's it called?
Le Creuset.
But it wasn't.
Okay, no, it
just
hasn't.
A big pot.
Yeah, it's the what is it called? Volcanic orange that Le Creuset have, as well as blue, I think. But yes, there's a lot of knockoffs. So yes, and
I think this is a cup. Alexis donated this exact cup to them over a year ago. This is the cup.
This is the cup I donated.
And it's been in the shop now for over a year.
Right, so we're back home now, and we went round a few charity shops while we were in Alsham after having got our hair cut. Yes. And do you want to show them what we found?
It was a bit of a bust, wasn't it?
Yeah, there are literally
three.
There was one that was shut.
Yeah, there's four, but the one was shut, so there's three. The clothes were a no-go because they were all really overpriced, as you just saw in the little video thing. But I did find this, which I've been looking out for a while, and it's Dead Island, the definitive edition for the PS4. But this is mine for me, and it's only £1. I mean, I don't think it's worth very much, but £1, I was definitely going to grab it. But that's all we got from Alsham, and it's very unusual for you not to get a book.
No, I had a look in the various charity shops. Now, in previous videos, I did say that I was doing more of the book side of it, and you're doing more of the clothes side. So I generally concentrate on looking at the books and sort of finding any that are worth any money. And the thing is, it's a bit like when we look at the clothes. So sometimes we'll see stuff that is nice, and we'll go, you know what, that's lovely. Yeah, but that'd sell really well. And then when you look at it, it's Primark.
Shine?
Yeah. So basically, like, some of the stuff that we would want to wear ourselves or want to read is not worth any, that much. So it is a case of having to kind of trawl through a lot of the stuff and find the things that are worth more. and look for things we wouldn't normally look for ourselves anyway. So yes, in a nutshell, I did have a look in the charity shops, came away with nothing, but you know, there are other places, it doesn't matter. I have got several books to list at the moment. I think there might be about 7 books that I have.
And they're really good ones, aren't they? It's not like
Yeah.
a couple of pounds books, it's all over a tenner.
Yeah, what I'm aiming for with books is to get things that are worth at least, I would say, £10 plus. I mean, I would be aiming more for the £15 plus range, but if it's cheap enough, I would sell it for like, you know, 10, obviously with postage added to it on top, which is what we'd normally do.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of the type of books that I'm looking for at the moment.
What I didn't show you was, this morning before we went to Alsham, I did nip to my local favourite charity shop, and where they had a sale on, and everything was 70% off, all the second-hand items. And to keep in consideration that clothing items are normally £1 anyway, so everything was 30p. So I went there this morning and I filled 2 of these bags full of clothes. I won't go through them all, but there's mint velvet, a lot of Marks and Spencer's, Le Shark, I don't know if that's the thing, some Next, some jackets, some nice ladies' tailored dresses. That's one of them. But yeah, got all of that. 2 bags full, £9.70. So that made up for the fact that we didn't get anything in Aylsham. But here's Alexis.
Yes, so I now have all of the
Your face. Have you ever seen her so happy?
I now have the books that I've got a list. So I've got this one, which is called Molly Brown, Unravelling the Myth, and Molly Brown was a survivor of the most famous survivor of the Titanic.
The unsinkable Molly Brown.
Yes, and this book is can put values on the screen, I suppose, actually, as we go, because some of these I did buy a little while ago. I can't entirely remember how much they're worth now, but yeah, we'll put the value on the screen. And I would have paid, none of these books were, bear in mind, more than about a £5 all in. So, because I do like to kind of buy quite low in value, from wherever I buy from, normally. There's this one, which is Bad Gays, A Homosexual History.
We were going to call our channel that, but we decided against it.
And this is a fairly new one, I think, out. It's been reprinted a few times, but it's fairly new, so we're talking like maybe, 3 years ago. So newish in terms of books. So yeah, there's this one, and obviously we'll put completeds on screen. Now this one, I know that it isn't worth fabulous amount of money, but to be honest with you, I did quite fancy reading it as well. So this is called Marilyn's Men.
It's a perk of the job, isn't it?
Yeah, the private life of Marilyn Monroe. Yeah, so I do quite enjoy the films and stuff of Marilyn Monroe. So you know, there's a few of books about her that are featured here. So that's a reader and then a seller. This is called Falling for Marilyn, which is the Lost Niagara collection. Now, I do believe this is about £10 one, I think.
Not bad.
But these Marilyn ones were more kind of like part of a bundle deal. And this is just all sort of photos and stuff like that. And I got another couple as part of it, which are for me. Because what I would normally do with a seller is if they have anything and it takes my fancy, with kind of being like, oh yeah, I like the look of that one, that's probably, or that is worth something. What I would then do is go in and see if there's anything that I can add for my own personal...
So do you want to explain where you're buying these from, to add a bit of context?
Okay, so the context of this is that I do go on Vinted quite a lot for these things, so I will find ones where I'm like, you know, they're worth more, and then I will bundle them with, you know, loads of other stuff. So people get rid of a lot of stuff to me, and I end up with stuff on my bookshelf. We end up, you know, with stuff that we sell.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, it's all good, really, for me as well.
Everyone's a winner.
Because I love reading, and I have I recently had to buy another bookshelf, because I originally pared down my collection, and I had a very small collection of books after I'd done that. and now I've built it back up again to a point where I need a bookshelf. And my previous 2 bookshelves got ruined when we had a plumbing leak in this flat. So if you don't know, the sort of furniture that you flat pack and you put together yourself absorbs water quite well. If you're not aware of this, it does, and it also goes very mouldy, which it did that as well. So anyway, this is actually I think
Italian?
no, it's not Italian, is it? I believe it's Spanish. So this is called Marilyn, and it has the disc with it, which is new. And yeah, I mean, I know somebody was selling one of these for about 20 quid actually on Vinted. Recently, not this one, but recently. But yeah, there's a lot of books here where you know, I just picked them up because some of them, like I say, I don't spend usually more than £5. Sometimes, if they are worth a fair amount, I will just push that a little bit more, but very rarely do I do that. So I do have a cut-off with them. This is one you got, actually, from your usual charity shop, which is Man and His Symbols, which is Carl G. Jung. And this was something where Jen actually went to the charity shop and she picked up a fiction book, and I know she came back with another couple as well, which I've recently discovered, and she was like, oh yeah, I picked them up before you said
These
about
were free,
this.
but they're having a free book day, so
no harm done. However, she came back, I think it was with the first book that she got, which was a fiction, and I said to her, the only thing is with fiction is you do have to be really careful with it. So like non-fiction, you can pick stuff up, and you know, I would say that there is a chance it might be okay, but obviously just stay on your toes with it. Make sure you look them up. Oh yeah, so I normally like to stick with non-fiction because it's a subject I know a lot about as well, actually. So I stick with that, and obviously I pass this information to you as well. But I'm not saying that fiction, there aren't the books available that would be worth something, first editions, that kind of thing are okay. But be more on your toes with them. So this one, yeah, I looked it up and I think it was about 25 quid for this little beauty.
and that was free.
And that was free. So
And it was only because I recognised the name Carl Jung from my training.
Yeah.
At uni.
And I said Jung, didn't I? Carl Jung, which is obviously wrong. So this is called The Final Days of Michael Hutchence, and this is a paperback, obviously about the lead singer of In Excess. It's really good condition, actually. I picked it up, I think it was about sort of 4 quid all in. And yeah, we'll just put completeds on screen for that one as well. So yeah, those are the things that I've got to list in the near future. And obviously Jen has her 2 bags of clothes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was all good. So you don't always get stuff when you go and have a look around the charity shops, but we were going to have our hair cut. So we just thought we'd have a look round, make you a little video, show you that we actually do leave the house every now and then. Yeah.
Yes.
Don't forget our Whatnot show is on Sunday, and you can get, if you go to our little link tree thing in the description on the YouTube bit, you can get £10 off on Whatnot. So you get free stuff basically, if you haven't signed up before.
Yeah.
So go to that and follow us on Whatnot as well, please.
Yeah, so there's also below there's links to our various shops. There's a link to buy us a coffee. There's a link for merchandise as well, in case you would like to wear anything of that nature. However, that is it for us really. So subscribe if you haven't, turn your notifications on if you haven't, and leave a comment if you haven't. That's it really.
Yeah, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.